welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm Witchcraft and this is my Flosstube number 5. Here I talk about my cross stitch, bullet journals, anything crafty, books, things along that lines really. So thank you for watching if you've watched any of my videos before, or subscribing, and thanks for watching today if you're new, so welcome. I've got lots to go through today, so super excited, and I kind of feel like I need to start the video with hi, I'm Witchcraft and I'm addicted to cross stitch because I've been doing a lot of cross stitch this week, more than I would usually, only because it is so the week last week was half-term week, so I had a week off of school, off of work, so it was really nice to spend some time with the children and be at home for the week. But I did get more cross stitch done, so yeah, I'm excited to show you what I've got done. Last week I showed my long dog the new normal, and I had quite a lot of done on that, and my plan was to do a bubble of that every 2 weeks. So I haven't worked on it as much this week because I've been focusing on something else, but I did want to give you an update. So this is my new normal now this week. So here we are. So what I've done is I've basically added a bit more. So I've done like a bird and a fish there. Let's see if you can get into the light a bit better. There we go. And I've filled out this bit a bit more, done a bit of the top there. So if I put this side, it's a bit brighter. So yeah, not done a huge amount more on this one, but gradually getting there, and I plan to get this bubble done next week. So yeah, I'm still super pleased with it, and I'm really chuffed with all the comments I got as well. A lot of people have said they really like it and they like the colours, so thank you for that. I do really love this, and looking forward to doing some more on that one. So yeah, so I also weekly work on my Hannah Halloween, so that's by Sheena Pike, which is this one. So I plan to work on it weekly because I would like it done by Halloween. I think it's a bit ambitious, but I'm trying to tell myself, yeah, you can do it by Halloween. But this week, so I've done only a couple of hours on this one this week, but just gradually filling in that pumpkin. So there we are. So I had new red come in, which I filled in there, and then I've filled in this area here a bit more. The red was called Christmas red, which I just love the fact that I love the colour names. I'm a bit of a geek like that, but you know, you have like fern green and Christmas tree green, and this was Christmas red, so it's the red here. But yeah, filled that in a bit, and there's just a little bit here, so it's coming along. It's not coming on as quick as I possibly would like, but there is a reason for that this week, so I'm letting myself off of that one. But yeah, super pleased that the pumpkin's coming along on that one. So the one that I worked a lot on this week was my Minnie the Fortune Teller by Lisa Parker, and I hadn't worked on this one the week before. I'm really keen to get to the cat. So last time I showed it, I had sort of a bit of this corner done, and a bit of the books, and a bit of the light. So my plan this week was to get a whole page done if I could. So that was what I was targeting for this week. I'm super excited to say that, other than the colours that I haven't got yet that are on their way, I actually did pretty much a full page. So that is it now, and you can see obviously the 2 books there. So this big square is a page. I've started on to the next one just because these colours here are just colours that I'm waiting for to come, but I'm super pleased with that. If you have a look again on there, you can see where I am with it. So yeah, I am really pleased with that, and to almost get a page done, it's not too bad, because I really did, I filled in all of this, quite a bit here as well. So yeah, really pleased with that. This one is 2 threads over 1 cross on a 18 count by Ada. My other 2 that I just showed as well, they're 18 count by Ada. So yeah, really pleased with that one. I've got quite a big progress on that. I don't know, so anyone that watched my first video, I was talking about, I'd started that mini fortune teller on what I thought was linen. It's actually called Swiger Laguna 25 count fabric. I'm not quite sure on the difference between that and linen, but I was asking for advice in my first Flosstube about what should I do because my stitches were slipping. So I had changed my mini the fortune teller onto the 18 count fabric. And a lot of people gave me some good advice. I had people saying instead of doing, so I do across from bottom left to top right, they said try the other way around. So I still had the fabric left. I had about 400 stitches by 400 stitches left to be able to fill up. And so I thought, I'm going to give it another go. So I went on to Heaven and Earth Designs website and I had a look through the artists that I like and if there was anything in their mini section that would fit on that fabric, and if so, to give it a go. So I did find one, which I'm super pleased with. There is a Flosstube lady that I watch called, I think she's called The Rocking Stitcher, so I'll pop her down below. But she does a Randall Spangler design called So Many Books, So Little Time. It's absolutely huge because she's doing the big one, and it's really nice. And they had the mini version, so that is what I decided to go for. So this is my new start. There we are. So we've got a little dragon there, another one there, little cat poking. So yeah, I managed to get that one. This one is 225 by 405. So I had about 450 on the length, so it was enough to fit. And it's not a huge amount, but I have got, let's see, is that the right way? Yep, this much done. So basically, if you have a look, it is this top left corner here, just the brickwork. But actually, by taking people's advice, it's not gone too bad. I'm actually really pleased with it. And the stitches don't seem to be slipping too much. On this one, because the squares are so little, I'm doing a 10th stitch. So I'm just doing half of a cross, which actually fits the holes of the square quite well, so you don't really need to do a cross. So it's actually going to make it go a bit quicker because you're just doing half a cross. But yeah, I'm super pleased with that. I do find the smaller stitches a bit tough on my eyes after a while. When I go back to 18, I'm like, oh, this is really easy because it's just such a bigger square. But other than that, actually, I don't know what I was faffing about in the first place because I'm finding it fine. So I'm really excited to finish that one off and keep on with that one. So that's my new start for this week. Plans for next week is to maybe go back to my 20-sided dice fairy and go on my long dog again and my Hannah Halloween, possibly the new start as well. So I'll see how the week goes. I'm not going to have as much time this week being back to work, but I will fit it in. I always do. I had somebody put on my comments, how do you do as much stitching when you're working in a mum? But I don't sleep much, to be honest. I'm not sleeping well at the moment anyway, and so I put my daughter down to bed at 8 o'clock and I just stitch, and then the next minute I know it's nearly midnight and I'm like, oh, I've got work tomorrow. Because the time just flies when you're stitching. So yeah, it's not good, but it is what I like doing. I don't sit and watch a lot of TV programs, so I do have the TV on. I'll listen to an audiobook or watch a game being played or something in the background, but I get to stitch whilst I'm doing it. So yeah, that's how I get my stitching done. But like I say, I'm a bit addicted at the moment, so it's kind of any moment I have, I'm having a little bit of stitching. So yeah, but I'm really pleased with that. I've also seen, when I was looking on Heaven and Earth Designs, I've always wanted to do an Amy Stewart. So Crafty Emily that I watch, she's got some bookshelf ones on the go, and Kim Hollenbeck, another one that I watch, she's got the museum one, which is like she's got dinosaurs and things on it at the moment. They're so lovely, but they're really big, and I'd really like to do one called the Treasure Bookshelf, but it's when I can afford the big fabric. I think mainly that's what's holding me back, is just getting the big size fabric, because it costs that a bit more, so maybe a birthday gift in May or something. So yeah, really enjoying the stitching. Thank you all so much for your comments. It's really, really nice to have them, especially last week. I felt like my video hadn't gone very well, so it was nice afterwards just kind of to have those nice comments, just to kind of perk me up again, because it had all just gone a bit wrong on my video last week. I'd cut out at the end and I'd posted the other bit, but yeah, I'm trying to look into maybe looking at some editing things for my videos so that I can put a before and after on my pictures. So I'm hoping to work that out for next week, because I think that'll be nicer for you to see the comparison rather than me explain what I've done, because not everyone's seen the video before, or you're not going to necessarily remember where I was at. So that's plans for next week. I did ask Crafty Emily, so she done a stitch along with me on Sunday, and I asked her, because she was asking for questions for stuff to talk about, and I asked her what software she used, but she has an Android phone and I have an iPhone, so I'm not sure that I could get the same app as her, but yeah, I will be looking into it. So yeah, that's my stitching chat. As for my bullet journal, I didn't get anything more done this week, but I have had new plans with that, so it's a bit off scheme, but it's on the same wavelength. I was speaking to a friend of mine who does scrapbooking and like vintage book journaling, that sort of thing. She's actually sent me a letter before. I'm going to show you the cover. So she does some really nice like letter coverings, just covering up my dress. And I'll show you the card inside. So it's really, really pretty. She does all that really pretty stationery bits and stuff. I'm going to put a link to her Instagram because I think she's really good. She's called Tip X Away, and she just inspires me every time I see her bits and crafts that she does. But she was talking about how she's doing pen paling, and I thought, oh my god, that would be so lovely, because I used to do that all the time when I was little, even with school friends. We'd go to school all day and then we'd go home and write a letter and give it to each other the next day. And you just don't handwrite anything anymore, and how nice would it be to have something nice in the post, you know, just not bills and whatnot. So I was speaking to my friend who I go onto Netflix with. Her and her husband, so I worked with her husband, and they've both moved away to Plymouth. So we go onto Netflix. There's a thing called Netflix Party, and you can watch the same program, and we talk over Discord, and we have a discussion about what we think's happening or what we thought of the program. And we do that quite often. Most nights we'll meet up on there, and it's really nice. But I was speaking to her about it, and I said, how nice would it be for us to be able to just send each other a letter? So she actually sent me a letter. So we started it off, and got some super cute stationery there. So it was so cute to have in the post. And she put me a little tea bag in there of her favourite tea and a really lovely letter. So I'm going to send one back to her, which I'm really, really chuffed with. And I've also joined a pen pal site on Instagram for people around the world that you can chat to. You can chat to over message first and get to know them. And then if you get along, you can swap addresses and write to each other. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to see that. If anyone's interested to do that with me, by all means, write in the comments. It'd be great to do. It's just really nice to get something nice in the post and just speak to people that have got likewise same interests and things like that. So yeah, that's what's going on with that this week. And then on to my books. I have started, so an audiobook this week. I haven't started reading a physical book, but whilst I was doing my stitches, I started a book called Shadow and Bone so I've got a book by the author Lee Bardugo, I think you say. So sorry if I got that wrong, but so this is the author. This book's supposed to be really good, but I haven't read it yet. But I was listening to her book Shadow and Bone, and I'm really enjoying that so far. I'm a couple of hours into that, and I think it's actually being made into a Netflix show as well. So obviously, you know, it's had good reviews and whatnot, so I'm enjoying that. I think it's a trilogy, so there's 3 of those, so I will keep listening to that whilst I'm stitching, and eventually hopefully get into this one. Book of the week I chose from my bookcase is the Starless Sea. This is by Erin Morgenstern. So I got Erin Morgenstern writes a book called The Night Circus, one of my favourite books. I absolutely loved it when I read that. And then along came Starless Sea. I love bees, absolutely love them. And I just really love the cover of this one, and you've got the illustration inside and key on the back. So this is my book of the week to show you, and I have read this. I absolutely loved it, especially the 2/3 into it. I couldn't put it down. There's stories inside the stories, which is just lovely, and it just takes you away. And I do really recommend this book. Towards the end I was a bit, not as much, just because it kind of swayed off from the story within the story part, but it still was a really good read, so I do recommend it. And I definitely recommend The Night Circus by her as well. So if any of you have read any others of hers that you can recommend, or have read this one, let me know what it's like, because it's on my list to read. That would be great. So yeah, I think that's everything. I feel like I rush through my videos, but equally I don't want to kind of drag it on too much either. So I hope you all feel that it's long enough. I think I've covered everything, but put in the comments if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, or you think that maybe I should space this out a bit longer. Any comments is great, so thank you. Any feedback. But yeah, I hope you're all well. I hope you have a good week, and I'm looking forward to posting again next week and let you know my updates of my stitching and everything else. So take care for now. Bye.